The college football experience, Arizona State Sun Devils 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com with our promo code TCESGPN. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
This is Brock Purdy from Iowa State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes! 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 Woo! Welcome! Welcome to the Arizona State Sun Devils 2025 season preview episode. What a season they are coming off. I've honestly, I think I've been doing this show 8 years. 8 years, I believe. And I don't think I've ever been as wrong on a team like this big of a gap as I was last season with Arizona State. As I previewed it with our pal Daniel Cady, shout out to him. I hope he's doing good. I mean, we were all over the place on we couldn't have been more wrong. But what a year, a breakthrough season for Kenny Dillingham and Arizona State, a team that I've always thought you just gotta light that stick of dynamite. It's there for you. We're going to talk all about it because it was that breakthrough type season. Probably should have beat Texas. Some phony calls late in that game. But what a season regardless. YouTube.com/the college experience, folks. We're breaking it down as we break down every single college football team in the land. And if you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Oh man, I love Arizona State. Ever since back in the 90s when I bet NC Nick when they were dogs, huge dogs against Nebraska. I took them on the money line. They had like 2 or 3 safeties in that game. Jake the Snake Plummer was my guy. Battle at the running back spot, or Keith Poole at wide receiver, I believe. Pat Tillman on D. Legendary Pat Tillman, may he rest easy. Oh, yeah, I love me some Sun Devil football. So I have no problem being wrong from a season ago. In fact, we were guests of ASU and got to go to one of the games that they had a great comeback in to beat the Kansas Jayhawks. So what a magical season. We will talk about it all, go game by game, talk about the roster. But I am joined by my co-host. Some say he's the Cam Skattebo of this program. Give it up for the host of the college basketball experience, former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. How are you, brother?
Oh, I'm doing good. Love some Sun Devils. What a year, man. Kenny Dillingham, one of their own, gets it done, gets them to the playoffs. Forks up, baby.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Yeah, and shout out to the chat rolling along. Yeah, just and what a season, man! What a season from I mean, look, this is where I have to be honest. Is I year one of Kenny Dillingham's era, I just didn't see anything that really. I thought the team fought for him hard, but I didn't see the actual talent really step up to bat, so to speak. And I will be the first to tell you, when I saw last year's schedule, well, first off, I was really high on Wyoming. That was One of the teams Wyoming was bringing back, obviously they had lost their head coach, but I thought, you know what, man, Wyoming's in decent shape. We were also kind of high on Texas State. So I thought, I looked at the schedule and I was like, this is a brutal schedule. Now, to be fair, Wyoming was fucking horrible. So a 48-7 win, it obviously was a little bit easier of a schedule than I thought. Texas State was not as good, but still, what they did within the Big 12 was pretty remarkable. And they probably wouldn't have lost that game to Cincinnati had Leavitt been healthy for that game. Remember, he didn't play that game.
Yep.
So unbelievable for them to do that. I like I said, I think the win total was 3.5 last year, and I was like, I think I like the under. I think they're going to be 3-9 or 2-10 or some shit. That's the worst I've ever been that I can recall. Anyone want to refresh my memory on something? I don't believe I've ever been even close to being that far off. But half of this is portal related. Half of this is just the new Big 12 conference realignment. But what a fucking season by Kenny Dillingham. And I am buying in to him being the correct answer. And I love it because I know he's an ASU guy through and through. He's from the area. And I do love the direction that the program's headed in, which we'll talk about with state of the program in a little bit. But Mac, what did you make of last season?
Dream season. One of your own, in his mid-30s, up and rising coach. I said last year when we were doing the Big 12 show with Arizona State that I liked Dillingham. I know that the results in year one weren't there, but I mean, he's like on his fourth string quarterback. He had like 20, 30 guys out with injuries in some games. They almost won at Washington. The Michael.
They got robbed. They got robbed. Yeah, they should have won at Washington.
You could just tell that they played for him, and they carried that same chip on their shoulder last year. I mean, they earned their way to the Big 12 title. They didn't. I know that dumbass Desmond Howard shit on the K-State Arizona State game that had an inside track at the Big 12 title game. But they went to the Little Apple and won on the road. They beat BYU, and then they drilled Arizona by 40 in Tucson to get there. So like it wasn't a fluke. And then I think, and then obviously they drill Iowa State in the Big 12 title game, and they really made sure that everybody knew that they were for real when they should have beat Texas. They should have beat Texas.
They should have beat Texas. And you know what? One thing I'll give Dillingham, really, like 2 years into this thing, his eye for talent is really impressive. Skattebo, I knew was a dog at Sac State, right? So I thought they were getting a good, but I didn't know he'd be that good. And then Sam Leavitt was one I didn't see what he saw. Right now, I once again, he barely played at Michigan State, but I thought, I don't know where. I just didn't think he would be that good. And even Jordyn Tyson, you know, was a Colorado wideout that Coach Prime was like kicked out, but. He has a good eye for talent, in my opinion. Like one thing I think we can now say 2 years into the experiment is him and his staff. They have been very good at eyeballing talent on film from other programs and bringing them in. So if you're an ASU fan, I think there's plenty of room for optimism. And this program is one, Mac, that I've always wondered. Like how this thing has potential to blow the fuck up. It has gigantic potential to blow up.
If anybody's been to Tempe, I mean,
yes,
gorgeous.
Yes. I mean,
distractions.
Yes, and yeah, I mean, it's a great city. There's an easy recruiting trip, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I would be sold very fast. Yeah, I think I can live here. Retzlaff should go there. The problem is they don't need him, but. Let's jump into this, man. So youtube.com/the college experience. Jump on over there. Look at those fire ass uniforms. Great logo. All right. Just great uniforms. Glad they brought those back. For a minute there, they were fucking that up and doing the other uniforms or the other helmets. But Kenny Dillingham, 3-9 in year one, 11-3 in year two. I don't know how the hell you can be of the opinion that he's not kicking ass, but your thoughts?
Perfect fit. And I think to your point about eyeing for talent, I know Oregon's got endless resources, but I think him spending a year with Dan Lanning helped just different ways of running a program and really put him in a position. Because I know he worked for Norvell at Memphis as well. So having different mentors, I think, really prepared him. And I mean, dude, he's as hot a commodity as there is in college football. Mid-30s, at his alma mater, got this thing going in the college football playoff, and damn near won a game last year too.
Yeah, and Matthew in the chat saying if ASU has another great season, does Dillingham get poached? I mean, you can never say never. We saw Rich Rod leave for Michigan. Sorry,
Don't
Mac.
remind me.
But I tend to think a lot of times when you get the coach at the alma mater, they're cool with staying there. But I don't know. We'll see.
They're really investing too. I mean,
Yeah.
they're going all in for Dillingham, and he's perfect for this era. He's perfect there too.
He is, man. Like he could be the fucking, like they got their guy. To me, I would lock him up long term because, I mean, think about it, man. He's from that area. He's like I forget how old he's, like 34 years old or something. I
35.
feel like. Yeah. Come on, like you're good. You're good for like you could be the next, Bobby Bowden or some shit there. Let's go. And he did that turnaround quick because remember there was like a fire sale the year before with the Herm Edwards shit. I mean, I don't know how anyone could say bad things about him at this point. The offense with Marcus Arroyo. I'm old enough where I remember Marcus Arroyo playing quarterback for San Jose State. He did a very good job last season. 30th in scoring offense, 62nd in passing offense, 20th in rushing offense, and 28th in total offense, man. Pretty good fucking numbers considering what I thought was a challenging schedule. No FCS team or anything. What do you make of those numbers, Mac?
Great year for Arroyo. And this, back to Dillingham, Dillingham took a little bit of a pay cut, if I'm not mistaken, so that he could keep his staff intact. And that's a lot of the bonuses that they got from their college football run, their Big 12 title, he made sure his staff was taken care of so they could keep the staff continuity together, and we'll see their roster as well. So yeah, a lot coming back. Got things going on the offensive side for sure.
Yeah. I mean, those numbers are, and Leavitt only looked as the season went along. He only looked more and more comfortable in that system. And Dillingham's the one you credit, I think, for the Bo Nix rebirth in Eugene. So you can clearly see he's got away with quarterbacks. Sam Leavitt, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions in his college career. I laugh at some of these people that put Arch Manning above Sam Leavitt already. I mean, like it's possible it could be down the road, but based off of 47 snaps, Sam Leavitt looked like the real deal last year and he took a big step forward. So, I mean, if he takes another step forward, Mac, then Heisman talk as far as I'm concerned. That if he takes another step forward, he'll be in the Heisman, running.
Well, yeah. And those numbers, 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions from November on. And
that's what I'm saying.
Meaningful games, not Arch's 5 plays from the bench.
And he was learning a new offense. I mean, come on. People are sleeping on him a little bit. When I see their top 10s and he's not on there, I'm like, well, I mean, did you guys watch last season? He looked pretty fire towards the end of the season. They did lose Cam Skattebo, which I think is something to note, but Jordyn Tyson is back, 1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns in his career there. He's another stud wideout. And that's another one, Mac, that he was out late in the year. He missed the Dust Bowl, the Territorial Cup game, and the playoff game. So obviously getting him healthy is huge for this team.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he missed that playoff game, I mean, it's another what could have been. We already said they should have won the game even without him. But, I mean, 10 touchdowns last year, over 1,100 yards, and that was not in a full season. And, yeah, he's a stud. Yeah,
I think the offense in a good spot, especially when you realize they bring back 4 or 5 on the O-line. This is both, we just previewed UTSA, Mac. And we've been previewing all these teams. We're in the 20s, high 20s of previewing teams. Not many schools have 4 or 5 back on the O-line. So you got to like that. Metayer, the tight end, he was a baller last year too for them. Obviously, the Skattebo thing is the huge thing. I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
He was kind of the heart and soul of that team. But man, they bring back everybody, it seems like, on offense there. The portal. This is the one that they're jumping on here. If you watched Army Black Knight football, which I know you certainly did.
Yep.
Kanye Udoh was a beast running back for them. He is Cam Skattebo's the next Cam Skattebo essentially for this team. Look, I am a fan of Kanye Udoh, but I don't know that I can sit there and say, because Skattebo was such a dog. Do I think Udoh will be good? Yes, college fantasy football players should draft him. But I just don't know that you can mimic that production. Skattebo, I felt like was the heart of the team at times. But I like the replacement because you knew you were losing Skattebo.
Yeah.
It's just, can you replace someone to get to that level?
I mean, to speak to how big a bell cow Skattebo was, I mean, he had almost 300 carries on the goddamn season and had 50 receptions. I mean, he touched the ball basically every play. He might as well have been the quarterback with how much he was touching it. I think Colby will see an increased workload for Leavitt on the ground. He had over 100 rushes, almost 500 yards last year. But yeah, I love Udoh from Army. I would think that maybe Brown gets a little bit more of a workload too. But I mean, they're not going to be able to replace just the intangibles that Skattebo brought. It's more than just statistics with Skattebo. Skattebo was unbelievable as a dog, just altogether.
Yeah. I'm sure, and you're right. Brown, the USC transfer, might get some action too. They also brought in Jaron Hamilton, a wide receiver from Alabama. Wide receiver Jalen Moss from Fresno State, who had his moments there. Also Noble Johnson from Clemson and Akeem Leno from Northern Illinois at the wide receiver spots. Also tight end Kamari Anderson comes in from the Kentucky Wildcats. So just loading up on the skill position players there. On the O-line, they did bring in Xander Regolari from Nebraska. And then going out to get the Helton brothers from Iowa State. There's two Helton brothers, not Clay and what's my other guy's name at Western Kentucky? But Tyson. But yeah. Also Hemento Obigbo from Texas State, who was on the schedule a season ago. So they brought in some skill on the O-line too. I mean, they were attacking the portal. And once again, this is where I bring up how well Dillingham's eye for talent is with him and his staff. So I tend to think, even though, I mean, look, you look at these numbers from a year ago, Mac. I don't know that they'll be better than 28th, but I do think they'll be in that range. I like, it could be, it wouldn't shock me if they're 20th or 25th, but I believe it'll be consistently somewhere in the top 40 if I had to bet. How about you?
I think I agree with you. I mean, we touched about how many touches Skattebo had, but I mean, I would imagine Tyson remains extremely productive. Then Moss coming over from Fresno, a nice complimentary piece. So Leavitt, another year in the system under Arroyo. I think that this still will be a really good offense and a really good unit altogether with that offensive line production coming back.
Yeah. Let's talk about the defense. But before I do that, I want to let you know that the College Football Experience Sun Devil Edition Forks Up is brought to you by Circa Millions and Circa Survivor. You think you know ball? Then you have to enter Circa's football contest. $21 million in guaranteed prizes. There's no rake. So if entries go above the guarantee, all the extra money will just drop into that prize pool. Circa Millions, you pick 5 teams against the spread each week, or go for the ultimate sweat in Circa Survivor. There is no, there's also a Circa Grandissimo for $100 million Survivor contest. You must register in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada, Las Vegas. I mean, come on, what? You need another reason to book a trip to Vegas? Let's go. Sign up in Nevada, but you can play from anywhere. And with the help of our own SGPN's official proxy, go to footballcontest.com and use the promo code SGP to get a $50 off on your proxy fees. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including what right now we got MLB, CFL, WNBA, golf going on, but of course college football, NFL futures, all that stuff. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well. You can easily deposit and get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag. But when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for up to 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. Of course, that's mybookie.ag. Promo code TCESGPN. All right. We are back, and let's talk about that Sun Devils defense, because Brian Ward, who I was a fan of, he was Rolovich's DC at Washington State. Thought he did a solid job, and he did a great job last season with Arizona State. 37th in the nation in scoring defense, 81st in pass defense, 21st in rush defense, 38th top 40 defense in year 2 of the Dillingham era. Great job by Brian Ward, if I may say so, Mac. What do you make of those numbers?
Yeah, I like you said, they were solid last year, solid unit, and they battled some injuries at times. I felt like, especially in their first year. So year 3, like I said, Dillingham was able to keep his and back with this unit.
Yeah, there we go. You broke up for a second there.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. Returning starters. Holy shit. The whole damn team. Yeah. 3 of 4 on the D line with Dorba, Smith, and Feet. Linebackers, Crook's a beast. Jordan Crook, Keyshawn Elliott back. Both corners, both safeties back. Mac, what the hell? I mean, should we just load up and buy an ASU to win the Natty ticket or what?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the Natty, but like they feel really good about this unit. And we'll talk about the portal additions. They think they're deeper this year than they were last year, from everything I can read. And that's a big thing with how banged up they were at the end of the year.
And that makes sense, because like year 1, with the Herm era ending and then everything that was there, it was very hard to break. They brought in just whatever they could get on the fly. Yeah. So I feel like it makes a lot more sense that year 2, you kind of get your guys in there, but you don't have depth. Year 3, you're getting depth. It wasn't a normal situation for a coach walking in my opinion. Shout out to Bio there, or Big Ten, whatever that is. Yo, what's up? First time catching the live show, but you guys always get me through the week. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you tuning in, man. And yeah, thank you, man. But yeah, the defense loaded up in the portal. They did go out and attack. They brought in Michael Gardner, a defense lineman from the Oregon Ducks. Also, keynote, what did I say Brian Ward was? He was from Washington State. So bringing in Rashad McKenzie from Washington State on the D line, and also safety and Adrian Wilson there from Wazoo. Couple of experienced corners, Nyland Green from Purdue and Kendrick Breelove. Breelove's been everywhere, dude. Breelove was at Ole Miss. Breelove was with Dion and Coach Prime for 1 year. Last year was at Purdue with Ryan Walters. Safety Maurice Williams comes in from Kentucky, and then Jesus Gomez from Eastern Michigan at the kicking spot there. So, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of buying in, man. I'm kind of buying in. Now, the only thing I'll say, and I know we'll touch on this when we go through the schedule, is last season in the regular season, they were 6-1 in 1-score games. Is that sustainable? Is the question. I think that everyone, even the odds makers in Vegas, if you look at the odds, they're like, I don't know. 6-1 in 1-score games. But we do a thing called State of the Program here. We talk about the state of the fucking program. We talk about what direction it's heading in, and a lot of it has to do with coach, which we've already talked about, transfer portal, players, roster, all that shit, but also the stadium. And well, I'm a sucker for the stadium. I've been here many times. Sun Devil Stadium, 67 years young. They've hosted Super Bowls at this fine venue. It used to be the home of the Arizona Cardinals before they sold their soul and went to that toaster oven bullshit. Mac, I know you've been there for basketball.
Yeah.
You got to get to a game at Sun Devil Stadium, dude.
Yeah, I love Sun Devil Stadium. We drove by it. Yeah.
It's a fire stadium. If you haven't been, folks, highly recommend it. Like I said, they had, I mean, this is just
look at that thing.
Yeah. In the middle of the desert, it's a fire fucking stadium, man. They got the rocks, like there's two big boulders or mountains right next to the stadium. Or I know notoriously like the Arizona Cardinal fans would go there back in the day. But I mean, this stadium is college football through and through, man. They've hosted so many classic bowl games here. It's just a great football stadium, man. And what's cool is like if you go at it for a night game where it's turning, day to night. Oh man, and look at that! It's like I told you, it's in the middle of a fucking mountain. Like people would sit on that rock right there. YouTube.com/the college experience. Catch the games. If you're a cheap prick, sit out there with the fucking Scorpions. All right. Watch the games. It's just the epitome of just a fire stadium. I think this shot might have been during COVID. I don't know.
Yeah, they got some more people in the stands now for these games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. They stormed that field. They stormed that field last year, like every fan base should. But they knocked off. What was it? Utah, BYU.
That's BYU. That was to get to the Big 12 title game, and then they had it. Remember, they had to clear the field and then do the Hail Mary.
Yeah, that's right. Remember, Dillingham was like talking to the ref. They have him almost like mic'd up. Yeah, fucking fantastic. Yeah, this is a great stadium, man. This is my own photo from the Kansas game I was at. I mean, they were kind enough to give me field passes there. It's just that dude. I can't believe they got the Pat Tillman statue. I have a photo with the Pat Tillman statue. Dude, I can't believe that Arizona fans think the Cardinals are better playing in that shit than this. This is a gem. This is a fucking gem, dude. And I like the Fiesta Bowl needs to go back there, by the way. They've moved the Fiesta Bowl to that State Farm bullshit. This is way better. Yeah. This is absolutely one of the best stadiums in college football. And that's what I was going to say. When it's going to dark and you get that sun because the desert's there, it's fucking fire, man. Absolutely fire. I give this a 9 of 10. What are you giving this stadium? 1 to 10.
Man. Yeah, I think nine's right. It's close to a 10 though, man. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything, and being in the desert makes it even more unique.
Yeah. It's just a lot of classic games there. I mean, look at that fucking shit, man. Yeah, everyone knows. The ones that know. If you've gone to college football games over the years, you know, like, damn, Sun Devil Stadium. That's a secret spot. And shout out to Venezia's Pizza. If you're going to Sun Devil Stadium, if you're in Tempe visiting, you should be checking out Venezia's Pizza. Best damn pizza out there. All right. Shout out to our pals. So we do a state of the program. Mac, I wanted to put this of 9 of 10, right? But I put it at 8 of 10. And my logic was, we got to make sure this isn't a 1-year wonder thing.
Yeah.
Like I just talked about, there were 6-1 in 1-score games. So I'm not saying that it's definitely going to be, back to 3-9, but I just need to see another year. But I believe Dillingham has this program at 8 of 10 right now. And if he does another year like last year, I could put it at 9 of 10. What about you? What do you give that thing?
I'm with you. 8 out of 10. He is only 14-12 in 2 years, but last year was a magical year. In year 1, he got dealt a shit hand. So yeah, one more. Make it adamant that it's not a one-hit wonder, and this thing will be at a 9 or 10.
Yeah, there we go. Folks, we're gonna dive into their schedule. Every single game we'll talk about. But before we do that, I want to let you know that the college football experience Forks Up Style is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes including $2 million to first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball is the best way to play fantasy football. So jump on over there, sign up, and when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick, plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. That's UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Probably heard me talk about Rhythm before. They just dropped a brand new game-changing feature called Power Trends. These are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a very high ROI. Think like a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. So what are you doing, folks? These things are updated daily. They're exclusive to Rhythm and Rhythm only. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets, baby. So get on over there, download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start betting smarter. Also, get your free 7-day trial period, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right, we are back. Let's get to the schedule because week 1, the fucking Lumberjacks are coming into Sun Devil Stadium in a series that goes back 110 years. Watch out for these Lumberjacks. I mean, I love the game on the schedule, but I imagine we'll be laying 37.5. 1-0.
1-0. Sun Devils. It'll be rocking, even though it's just the Lumberjacks. But I mean, Sun Devils coming off the college football playoff year 3 at Dillingham. That place's gonna be jumping Saturday night.
Oh yeah,
the late game, 10:00 Eastern,
and that'll be a nice send off for going to Starkville, Mississippi to take on Hail State.
Oh man,
they played last year for the first ever time. And of course they won. They were up big and almost blew the game to a certain extent. But now they head to Starkville, Mississippi, Davis Wade Stadium, legendary stadium there. This is tricky, man. I don't know where Jeff Lebby's gonna have Mississippi State. So that's my concerning thing is like Blake Shapen got injured out for the year, so he hasn't spent that much time in Lebby's offense, but so I will take Arizona State, but I do think this is a sneaky game. I think everyone just looks at the records from last year. The Cowbells. Where's my cowbell? Somewhere.
Dude.
But give me Arizona State to get that dub. What are you doing here?
So you talked about the 1-score game record, and this is, I think, the first time where they're going from the hunter to the hunted. Bullseye on the back, going down to SEC country in Starkville. I got Hail State pulling the upset. I think this is where they missed Skattebo the first time, first road game here as a bullseye right.
I don't get man.
Here's a hot take for you. Woo!
Give me Hail State to pull the week 2 upset.
Yeah, I could see it. You coming in there thinking you're hot shit. That place is electric.
Yeah,
that place is fucking electric now.
And it's their home opener because they play at Southern Miss week 1.
And I got Southern Miss beating them week 1.
Yeah,
I could see it. I could see it. So 1-1, I got him at 2-0. Then the Bobcats, the Pac-12, from one Pac-12 team to another. Texas State heads in there. Obviously, Texas State almost beat Arizona State last year. You can make an argument that they were in a position to win that game. I got Arizona State winning this 3-0, but it's a tricky game too. If you're struggling, Texas State, I expect to be a bowl team yet again. Yeah. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, this is back-to-back tough games. I like you said, Arizona State fans, I know you guys went to the playoff last year. It was a 1-score win over Mississippi State. Had to hold on at the end after being up almost 4 touchdowns, and then probably should have lost to Texas State. Yeah, give me Arizona State 2-1 here. they sweep this 2-game season series back-to-back years.
There you go. Yeah, I got them 3-0, 3-0 there. And then they head to McLean Stadium to take on Baylor in a series that goes back to 1990. This is, I think, where it catches up to them for me. I have Baylor getting this one, or I at least think by this point in the season they'll have one loss. Baylor, obviously a lot of people high on them. Sawyer Robertson back. He really flashed last season, so I think that with Dave Aranda in that defense, I like Baylor. This will be a one score game, so it's not like I bullishly pick Baylor, but give me Baylor to get this done. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I think when the line comes out, this will be around a pick, if not Baylor favored. Baylor's going to be really good, just like Arizona State. I got Baylor at home at McLean Stadium, so I got the Sun Devils dropping 2 in September in this new hunted role.
I was about to say, I mean, you had a great season, program trajectory is on the way up, but it's certainly different from 3 wins. Oh, we're dead last to, now we're the team to beat.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got them 3-1 here. You got them 2-2. Then they are hosting TCU at Sun Devil Stadium. Their series goes back to 1974. This is a tough fucking game, in my opinion. It's a Friday night game too. That is the reason why I'm going to give it to Arizona State. But do I think this is another one that I had a hard time really picking, as far as I could see TCU winning this game? But give me the Sun Devils because I have them coming off the loss to Baylor. So that moves me to 4-1. How about you?
Yeah, TCU's another one. They're coming off an 8-win season as well, just like Baylor. They got Hoover back. They got production back. They can score. I got Arizona State just because they're at home in Tempe, but this is going to be the theme of the Big 12, man. These teams are all the margin's very small between all these teams at the top.
Yeah. Then after the TCU game, they do get a bye. Shout out to the legendary Pat Tillman. There you go. May he rest easy. Then coming out of the bye, they head to Salt Lake City, where I think they lose. I don't care how many bye weeks they have. It's hard to win at Rice Eccles, and I feel like last year some teams were able to get them because Cam Rising situation. I don't think that'll be the case anymore. So I will take Kyle Whittingham coach teams at Rice Eccles Stadium almost every time, really. So that is a second loss. That series goes back to 1961, by the way. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, and you can neutralize the bye advantage because Utah has a bye as well. Yeah, give me Whittingham off the bye week. I hope everybody got Utah while they had no quarterback last year, because Utah's going to be damn good again. Give me that defense at home in that stadium.
Yeah, defense, special teams, that stadium, great home atmosphere.
Revenge. Revenge. Arizona State got them in Tempe last year on that Friday night game.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Then after that, Texas Tech comes to town. Man,
oof.
I had a hard time with this one too, man. Give me a win here, I guess. I feel like I'm just going to go ahead and say that I got to see it with Texas Tech. Give me Arizona State.
I'm with you. Texas Tech got them last year in a 1-score game in Lubbock. We need to name this game. Arizona State and Texas Tech. This should become like a new Big 12 rivalry. I like this matchup.
Desert football, baby. We just need we need a name for fans. Let us know.
Yes.
But then after that, you ready for my upset special?
Fritz.
The Houston Cougars come into town. I know you might laugh at this, Arizona State fans, when I take Houston to beat you, but so did what was it? Was that Kansas State fans last year, or was that TCU? Which purple team was it where there were 17-point dogs
TCU.
and I took them on the money line? Yeah. Watch out. Upset. In my opinion, between Houston and Texas Tech, someone's going to get them. Those and look, I just gave you the home games of TCU, Texas Tech, and potentially Houston. One of those three, I think, gets them.
I got the Sun Devils getting another home game just because, I mean, they ran the table last year at home. I think they're going to protect home field again. I like them in that heat. But Houston's going to be chippy, and they're going to be way improved this year in year 2 of Fritz. So I hope everybody doesn't sleep on them as well.
And then after that, they head to Jack Trice Stadium there, where they will lose a game that the Big 12 champion rematch.
Yeah.
Is this Halloween too? Are you kidding
November
me?
1st, they're going to Ames in November. Yeah, Iowa State gets a revenge game. Matt Campbell's going to have those dudes ready to run through a wall.
Yeah, I mean, so that has me at 4 losses right now, right? But the
Same.
good news is the end of the season is somewhat nice. Look at Terrell Suggs there.
Easy there.
Well, let me ask you this.
Rich Rod.
No. I'm going to make this a case for all 3 of their final opponents. I think this schedule is harder than what people think.
Yeah.
I think you want Rich Rod in September. I think you want Dion in September. And I even think you want Brett Brennan in September. I don't like the way the schedule aligns, to tell you the truth. Like, I know that if you're just looking at last year, you say, well, West Virginia, Colorado, Arizona to end the season. That's not that challenging to a certain extent because Travis Hunter and Shador are gone. But I think you probably want all those teams early. I mean, I'm taking Arizona State, but I don't feel great about it because I think Rich Rod is going to get some people that keep, like, everything I read has West Virginia in dead last, which I find ridiculous because I just think he's a very good coach, probably one of the best coaches in the conference. And I just think he'll be ahead of schedule, especially in November. So it makes all these November games, like, because his offense does require timing. It does require timing. So to get the timing down, but once he gets it, watch out because teams are going to get fucked up by that. I'm taking Arizona State, but what are you doing here, Mac?
I mean, we do West Virginia tomorrow, I think. So yeah, I'll save the West Virginia bullet points. I'll give Arizona State the win right now, but probably in November I'll pick my Mountaineers. It's Arizona State. That's a long trip for my Mountaineers, but this is, I'm telling you, you laid it out. Rich Rod late in the year. That's a tough draw.
If they get the timing down,
they will. It's Rich Rod.
I know, but it just matters when. Like, you got to pinpoint what week, because once they get that thing down and that speed option, that shit will fuck you up, you know? So, then
Arizona State from a roster standpoint is still ahead of my Mountaineers.
Agreed. And then they head to Boulder. This is on November 22nd. Now, the weather might be a factor, but I would still rather play Colorado in September or October personally. So I do think they're getting the worst of that. I'll take the Sun Devils, but I don't feel amazing about it.
Yeah, this is a tough spot. I mean, Colorado's off a bye as well. I think I'm going to go Arizona State just because I have so much unknown with Colorado.
Yeah.
They're kind of a mystery team this year, and I don't know where Dion's going to be at this point mentally. But, yeah, give me Arizona State to get revenge. They dropped the game 2 years ago in a tight one. They win a tight one here in Boulder.
Yeah. I think they escape it, but I'm with you. It's kind of, I need to see it from college. This is one where we get to November, I might take the Buffs depending on how they look, you know, or depending on how Arizona State looks as well. But I'll give it to Sun Devils right now. And then they end the season with the Dust Bowl, the Territorial Cup. The series goes back to 1899. Excuse me, as I'm just I got the Wuhan flu over here. But I'll take. I mean, come on. Like, sorry, Matola's in the chat. He's a big Arizona fan. I like Brent Brennan, but I don't think it's this year. I think it's next year that he could potentially get ASU. At Sun Devil Stadium, Sparky's going to roll. Forks up. What are you doing here, Mac?
A road team has won the last two in convincing fashion, but I'll go Arizona State. They got too many dudes. 8-4 for both of us. And I see everybody calling us crazy. This schedule's hard as shit.
Yeah, I think, first off, like college football rarely goes, yes, like if you did it with Ohio State or something, but I think the schedule is very challenging. And like I said, they played 7 one-score games. The win total is 8.5. We both had, what'd you have their final record as?
8-4.
Me
Under.
too. I'm on the under. Do you like any of these odds? Like plus 600 to win the Big 12, plus 450 to make the CFP, plus 12,000 to win it all?
No, because who repeats in the Big 12? I mean, we literally just saw this with Oklahoma State 2 years ago. They got to the Big 12 title game. They returned 20 starters. They went 3-9. I'm not saying Arizona State's going 3-9. I think they're way better than Oklahoma State, but like to show you and just convince people how quickly it can turn in the Big 12. We see Iowa State did it a couple years ago as well. They play in the title game, then the next year they're like 4-8. So there's so many one-score games. Last year they were on the right side of all those games. This year they're probably going to drop a couple more one-score games, and maybe they get some bad turnover luck as well. But I mean, Dillingham's so a good coach, so it's not like they're going to drop off and go 5-7 or something.
I mean, call me crazy, but it's possible with this schedule being that hard. Like, I don't know what to make of. Like, there's a lot of unknown on this schedule.
Yeah.
Like, Texas bought a roster. I have no idea how good they'll be. Right? The unknown of I do expect Willie Fritz to turn the corner at Houston and them to make a bowl. Right? The unknown of when Rich Rod gets that offense going. What the fuck does Colorado look like? Does Brent Brennan take a step forward at Arizona? Those are all unknowns, but I can tell you this, the schedule is challenging, man. Like, short of Northern Arizona, like every team is solid. I mean, Mississippi State, I think, is going to suck, but it's at Mississippi State.
Yeah, look at their road games.
Yeah.
Their road games are fucking hard. At Ames in November, at Utah, at Baylor. Baylor's always been a tough place to play. And like you said, even Starkville in their home opener, that's a tough game.
Yeah. Yeah. Matthew in the chat, so Brandon, you think there's only 2 hard games? I don't know, man.
This is a Big 12, bro.
Yeah,
I for a long time. It never goes chalk.
Especially when you think like, okay, Utah and Iowa State. Are you basing? I don't even know. You're basing Utah off historically, but Baylor, like, hell, what our buddy Phil Steele's got Baylor winning the fucking Big 12 this year. So if you're playing if it went chalk with Phil's version of it, you'd be playing at the number 1 team there. Iowa State's been great. You know, Texas paid what, $55 million? Is that what it was? Or 35, whatever the fuck it was. Yeah. You're getting Colorado at the worst part. I would like to get Colorado personally because they're overhauling their whole roster. And they're probably, I think they're overhauling their like offensive philosophy. So I'd rather play them the first 2 months. TCU's projected to be a contender in the champion. Like, that's the thing. If you look at the Vegas odds, Brandon, I would say this. The Vegas odds, you're getting majority of the top, like the odds to win the conference are like Utah, Baylor, TCU, Texas Tech, Iowa State. All of them are on your schedule. The only one you're not getting is Kansas State.
Yeah.
It's a hard schedule. It is a very hard schedule. So, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't shock me if Dillingham did it. Shit. I mean, but because that's to play devil's advocate back the other way. Is there an automatic loss on here? I would say probably at Utah, assuming everyone's healthy. But all these other games are winnable, right, Mac?
Yeah, and to the other side, they missed 3 out of the 5 bottom teams.
Yeah, you don't get UCF.
State,
yeah,
UCF, Cincinnati. They got a tough draw. I mean, that's the other thing about the Big 12. Colby, is there's not really a guaranteed loss other than maybe at Utah, but there's not a guaranteed win either. I mean, I'm not being biased with West Virginia. West Virginia could be playing good football in November. And you mentioned it with Colorado. They got dudes on that team, and Fritz and Texas Tech with that team. There's no and you're the hunted now. We see this every year with college football, and they got paid. A lot of those guys got paid a lot of money last year, so they're entering a different dynamic there as well.
Yeah. I feel decent about this one, man, because I think there's just I'll just leave it at this, Brandon. It nothing to do with Arizona State would be to me if you told me a team went 6-1 in one-score games in conference.
Yeah.
The next year, I tend to fade that. So I think it's a solid play on the under with Arizona State that they could still, and they could end up still in the Big 12 championship. What if one of their losses is to Mississippi State? So I don't know. Max on the under. I'm on the under. And folks, we will be back tomorrow talking West Virginia Mountaineers. I mean, how about that? And Louisiana Tech. All right. In the CUSA. So buckle up. We're breaking down all 136 teams. Give Moneyline Mac a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. Also, YouTube. All right. I highly recommend watching the show. YouTube.com/The College Experience. Jump on over there. We're breaking down all 136 teams. Did I mention that? All right. We're going to get out of here. Enjoy the slideshow, though. We honor the history of college football. And Arizona State, we got you covered. All right. This is the College Football Experience, Sun Devil style. Forks up. You better start thinking about yours. And we are out of here.
Celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. They say the Lord watches over my sins, over my head, watching hair as it thins. Over the ledge, it ain't letting me in. There's still regiments and relevance to letting me win. Win, lose or draw. You ain't prepared unless you all ready to lose it all. Losing a brawl? Yeah, that's a ride a day. Good friends know my Nina Hideaway. They came and went, but the riders stay. So it's like I won the lottery and can't be found. Until I resurface with the latest purchase. 33 and a third and 45 circles. You ain't got that shit. And I ain't 45 king. But on the beats, I've been doing my thing. I start the program and the doorbell ring. I gotta leave town to a place I can't be found. My celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. American dreams, lessons, and still they work. I guess the sand on the beach still was really dirt. Now I'm going home, flying over Rome at 30,000 feet. Like, damn, is that really Earth? I see the killers work on walls, familiar turf. Got a little school in graph, 101 was first. Got a little school in math, didn't really work. But put the numbers on the block and I make them hurt. Any block is my stomping ground where my people lay low so they can't be found. They don't wanna be, ain't from the crew, but I'm honorary. Liquid, soul assassin, harmony. Type of armory that's more than a shield. Type of armory's DeLorean steel. Type of warrior's ill. So true to my sound, but dig deep so it can't be found. My celly's off so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down.
It's the revenge of our stealth, the intelligence plane. Armor, a manifestation of karma. The far left, low keys, let it be. Listen, whispering words of wisdom. Ghost dog, breathe in the shadow of leaves. Same darkness hides criminals, crooks, and thieves. Special forces, black ops. Bad brains, fishbone, black rock. Matter of fact, Chuck Berry and James Brown. But most of the true story can't be found. Unchained melodies inscribed to freestyle. I rock rhyme mosaics more potent with each style. Crack the system more open with each file. Upgrades and free hotels with these miles. Expansion team dilated peoples in town. If there's a better sound in it,
can't be found. My celly's off so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down.
I'm going to tell you about it now.